can't even take this serious. Breaking news, y'all. It's official. Bad Bunny has been chosen as the Super Bowl halftime show headliner for 2026. Yes, you heard that right. Benito El Conejo Malo himself is going to be taking center stage at the biggest show in the world. And I cannot wait to see some Puerto Rican excellence front and center. Our culture, our music, our language, all of it making history yet again. What a way to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. This is a win for me. You know, I'm Boricua and I just couldn't wait to share the news with y'all. And I'm already messing up because I completely forgot to introduce myself, but you should already know who it is. It's your girl G, the Puerto Rican podcast princess, your favorite baby mama in the building. My shoulders out. It's Taco Tuesday. Let's get into this episode of Life with G podcast. Dang. All right. So let's talk about it. I'm so excited, y'all. I got my Puerto Rican tank top on and everything right now. Bad Bunny Super Bowl 2026, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Y'all are loud right now. Of course, there are mixed reactions. But first, I just want to take a moment to share the actual clip of the announcement ad. It's really short, it's really simple. But for anyone who missed it, let's go ahead and get into the announcement.
Se acostó temprano, mañana hay que estudiar.
Man,
Pero llamó a la amiga
I'm so
diciendo pa'
excited.
janguear.
Hey, look, man, I am so excited about this. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. And it peep the hat that he had on too, y'all. That's traditional. That's traditional. And it's on the island. Oh my gosh. I just can't. I love it so much. I'm so excited for Benito. But yeah, man, y'all are loud about that right now. Everybody's sounding off on social media. And first, before we get into anything else, congratulations, Benito. Round of applause. All right. I want to talk about the love, the positivity. You know, the fans are all hype, of course, and Puerto Ricans especially, because this is cultural representation on the biggest American stage. And, you know, for the people who are like, what has he done to deserve this? Or the people who have questions of like, why give it to him? So glad you asked. All right. Because we're going to get into some stats here for those of you who are unfamiliar with Bad Bunny and his music career. Okay. Because Bad Bunny has already sold out stadiums worldwide. He has been the most streamed artist on Spotify multiple years in a row. And now he's going to be bringing reggaeton and trap to the Super Bowl. That's history in the making. But of course, you can't make everyone happy. We do have some naysayers on social media. Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
Anyways, so let's get into the opposite opinions, right? Why are people mad? Some people are saying, why would the NFL choose an artist who doesn't even sing in English? Other people are bringing out Benito's commentary on not wanting to perform in the United States due to the ICE raids. And people are also making comments about the fact that they feel like the Super Bowl shouldn't be turned into a political statement. Last year's was, and I loved it. So yeah, we're gonna get into all of this. Okay, you already know I'm gonna come in with the clapbacks because facts do matter. Simba, I'm having to pin my cat down so he doesn't continue to interrupt. I've Anyways, so let's go ahead and get into some of these clapbacks for y'all that got a problem with Mr. Benito performing at the Super Bowl. Listen, I'm not here to change your mind. I just want to give you a little bit of insight. Education is important, okay? So, yes, first and foremost, he did once express hesitation about U.S. tour dates during times of intense ICE enforcement. But you have to, come on, y'all. I think it's a little ridiculous to get upset with a Latin artist for wanting to protect his predominantly Latin fan base. who will more than likely be targeted. If they're targeting schools, if they're targeting jobs, or targeting farms, or targeting all these areas, they're hitting up the food trucks. Of course, they're probably gonna pull up to a Bad Bunny concert. You know how deep we're gonna roll to that shit? All right, so I just want y'all to think about that, okay? Because that decision, it was grounded more in protecting the community, not rejecting America. There's a difference. And that's a nuance that I feel like a lot of people missed in this. Secondly, the NFL knows that global audiences are the future. Okay. They want to go worldwide. They don't want to keep it just to the US. Latin music is among the fastest growing genres. And fun fact, Spanish is the second most spoken language in the US. And if you're pressed about him singing in Spanish, sorry, pero está tarde, which means it's a little late. All right. The culture's winning. So I just want to throw that out there. Third, for those pushing no politics in the NFL, the league, its players, and the sponsors have always made political and social statements on a regular basis. So to say that music can't be political or that we don't want music to be political is just to ignore the voices of entire generations who used art to fight. We can't take that away. And Bad Bunny's platform isn't just for entertainment, it's for his voice and the voice of the people. And fourth, just a friendly reminder, Puerto Rico is America. And sometimes people forget that. They're not educated on that for some reason, but yes, Puerto Rico is America. You can be born in Puerto Rico and you are a US citizen. So yeah, let's I don't know why y'all aren't checking your history books. But to be real with you, I feel like he just has a good character. He's done a lot within his career to help the community. He just finished a residency in Puerto Rico, and that was estimated to have generated nearly $380 million in total economic impact, with about 248 million from visitor spending and another estimated 97 million from ticket sales, according to multiple local reports. And other reports are a little bit more conservative, estimating around 200 million in direct revenue. Um, but yeah, so he brought in such a large revenue to a island that is struggling when it comes to that. And at that point, it makes it not just a concert, it's economic stimulus, it's tourism, it's visibility, it's pride. You feel me? And Bad Bunny is more than just a musician. He's crossed a couple things off of his to-do list. He's an activist, he's a voice, a cultural curator. He's redefining what global stardom can look like, and the haters, y'all just don't get it. And seeing him take his platform and do so much for the community and for the island itself has me thinking even deeper on who we give fame to, who we support. Because, well, Bad Bunny uses his platform to uplift. Some influencers, when handed a mic, show us just how disconnected they really are. So, with that thought in mind, let's go ahead and shift gears a little bit and let's talk about the main topic for tonight, and that is influencers and corporations and who we are choosing to support. All right. Because it's always interesting to see who we decide to bankroll or who we decide to cancel. Take Jayda Wayda's comments this week that caused an uproar with the single mom community. If y'all didn't see it, I am going to go ahead and play the clip and then we'll get into people's reactions afterwards. All right. It's been a crazy week, y'all. It's been a crazy week. All right, let's take a look.
Commend parents that drop their kids off to school and then go to a job. If I had to get myself ready and make sure my child is ready and looks presentable every day, I I would literally get fired from my job. You are a parent that does both. I commend you. I pay you homage. I give you your flowers because I could never. I literally could never. When I have appointments like early in the morning, I have to go home and dedicate a whole time to just get myself ready because it's no such thing as getting me and Lawyer ready. It's like one or the other. Commend parents that drop their kids off to
Okay, so that was a clip. A lot of moms got upset about it. A lot of people weren't that mad. They were like, y'all are being dramatic. Y'all taking it the wrong way." But the fact remains that Jada Wayda does have a lot of female supporters, a lot of single mom supporters, and a lot of them were just not fucking with it. Just to be real with you, they felt like it was tone deaf. They felt like she was out of touch for what working moms have to go through. There was a lot of TikToks y'all can scroll through if you search them, of women showing themselves in their like scrubs and stuff, and it was like, yeah, Jada, I just dropped off my, my 7 year old at school, and now I'm at my 9 to 5, and da 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 da. I want to talk about why people would even be upset about that in the first place, and why they would consider it tone deaf. I'm gonna be real with you. When I first heard of the comment, I was like, more power to you. Like, hey, I get it. I understand, because I can be honest and I can say that I too don't want to have to get the kids ready. Look, I love sleeping in. I hate waking up. Before I had my children, I was a night shift girly. Okay. I was working the night shift and I was happy about it because I got to sleep in. I like to be up all night, sleep all day. Now I'll be falling asleep at 9 p.m. That's because I'm in my 30s, and also because I've had my children for how long now? Sean's about to be 8. And the second I became a mother, they didn't care if I was a night owl or a morning person. Morning person? Morning person or a morning person. I can't even say morning. That's how much I dislike it. Thank you, God, for waking me up every day, but I don't like waking up. If I get to like naturally wake up, cool. But I'm the type of mom that's gonna set 10 alarms back to back to back. And we're still wishing on a hope and a prayer that I get up in time and then to get myself ready and my kids ready. It is a lot. So like I heard it and I was like, girl, I feel you. But there's the mentality of like I can't do it or I just couldn't do it. That comes from your privilege, Jada. And I think that that is where a lot of people got upset and felt like it was out of touch with your supporters. Now, she did say she was given homage. She did say she was given the flowers, but there is a little bit of resentment that I think some of her followers have just in general of we don't have a choice. We can't get the nanny, we can't pick and choose. We don't have a choice. So with that, she did lose a lot of support from that. I feel like her platform is going to be fine. It's going to keep pushing, but it's food for thought. And even though I didn't react as strongly to Jada's comments as some of the other people online, it did remind me of that viral clip of B Simone complaining about shopping at H&M. Do y'all remember what clip I'm talking about? I'm gonna play it in a moment. I wasn't able to get to it when it was happening. Okay. But I could personally make I don't know how many episodes surrounding some of B Simone's statements on her podcast. I I, I just gotta say this. I don't speak on people and their platforms because I don't really feel the need to that much. But this person in particular, I have slowly pulled away my support just because of this very reason, what they're accusing Jada Wayda of just being tone deaf. And when I saw this, man, even though I wasn't recording for the podcast, I was like, when I do, we got to talk about this because I'm still, it's funny, but it is so out of touch. All right. If you didn't see it, take a look at the clip now.
Just my finances,
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
the budgeting. You see how I am
Mhm.
nitpicking every little thing.
Never
I've
like that.
never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah, you did.
Like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking, and it's not even. I just don't have it like to spend the
Yeah.
liquid.
Yeah.
I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account, but just my finances.
Now, if she feels like she has less money to play around with, that's her opinion, right? But oh my gosh, how tone deaf does that come off? Especially when and I think that this is where it gets into like, don't forget who made you. Yes, you're putting in the hard work. Yes, you deserve to reap the benefits from said hard work. But don't be so, how does that Kendrick song go? sit down, be humble. All right. These fans who have way less than you do are helping fund your lifestyle, and you're complaining and crying when a lot of your fans don't know when or how they're going to make ends meet. So very out of touch, and again, it makes you wonder, who are we supporting, who are we backing when it comes to these influencers and corporations. And even though B Simone's content has continuously become more and more tone deaf and out of touch. Like, I think she even made some like funny clapback TikToks and videos, making it seem like other people were calling her broke, and she was like poking fun at it. But like, we didn't say that. You did. And her podcast episode with a baby. Anyways, like I said, we might just need to do a the Fall of B Simone deep dive or something like that, because loved her at first, and as the years have gone by, it's just like she forgot who her supporters are. Anyways, I can't do this with you here, Simba.
A few moments later.
And even though she's gotten more and more tone deaf with her content, in my personal opinion, we're still looking at someone who has 2.3 million followers. All right, a yearly revenue of 1.2 million, and accolades for her podcast, including awards and top rankings in lifestyle categories. And again, this question keeps popping up in my mind of who is who's supporting them? Who's supporting these people? And it's not just Simba, and it's not just influencers. Look at Disney, ABC. ABC and Hulu lost millions in subscriptions after Jimmy's controversies, yet these corporations continue with the same strategy: keep profits flowing, even if it means ignoring audience sentiment. I dropped last week's episode literally like a day after Jimmy show got put back on air. I know that his contract is supposedly up May of next year. So it'll be interesting to see what they do after that. But they lost so much money with this Jimmy Kimmel situation, and people were really like, yeah, we're sticking it to him. And what are these motherfuckers? What do they do? They're like, here, take Jimmy back. Just take him. Here you go. Here's Jimmy. And also that'll be another price hike.
Hands up,
Give me
cash
that.
out.
Thank you very much. What the fuck? I'm not gonna lie to you. I hadn't taken my subscription off yet. I hadn't done it. Now that they're upping the prices, now I'm about to. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't have any particular reason for not canceling it. I just hadn't canceled it yet. Okay. But what do you mean? It's like when you're in an argument with somebody and they did something wrong to you, and then they just start to where then you're apologizing to them. That's kind of what I feel like they're making us do. Like, what, Disney, huh? Come again? What? Hulu, what? And they're like, oh, we got so much good things coming. What? Not worth it. Not worth it. You know how long I'll be scrolling trying to look for something good to watch. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Y'all see the price of everything else, and you want to charge us for our entertainment, something that the few things that bring us joy in life, you want to charge us more for that? Man, get the fuck out of here. If you didn't cancel before, I strongly suggest canceling now. All right. Sorry to my kids, because I know they like Hulu and stuff like that, but it is what it is. We'll go outside more or something. All right. And at the end of the day, the bigger picture, right, is that most influencers and big corporations rake in millions from fans who, in reality, can't make similar financial moves themselves. Economic power is not evenly distributed. Artists, creators, corporations, they thrive while the average fan supports at a personal cost. Who for thought? Think about the brands, artists, and platforms you idolize. Think about the financial and cultural power that you are contributing to. And what does that say about your priorities? It's similar to when people realize what their like coffee, their DoorDash, you ever look and like see your bank statement. I remember one time I was like, man, I'm trying to find ways to budget. And as I'm going through my frequently spending, my account statement, I seen DoorDash and I was like, oh, how often do I DoorDash? Because I had, people close to me were like, hey, you DoorDash a lot. And I'm like, but it's at a discount. I have the promos and stuff. And I'm not thinking about it. I'm just like, yeah. And every time I swipe, it's like, yeah, you saved this much money. And I'm like, yeah, I did. No, I didn't. When I looked, I'm embarrassed to say what my total DoorDash was because it was absolutely ridiculous. And I can cook. There was no reason why I should have been ordering that much food. I can cook. I just didn't feel like cooking and I felt like it was more convenient. And yeah, so yeah, like it's kind of similar to when you're looking at all of that stuff. Like if you ever actually sat back and thought about your creators that you see on live, on like on TikTok streams, when you're gifting them, how much money you're investing in them, the concerts, the merch, right? Maybe subscribing to their what's it called? I don't know. What's it called, Simba? I'm asking Simba for advice because I don't have a co-host to ask for advice from. Simba, what's it called? It's where you pay the supporters. It's like a special entry thing. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, but yeah, I wonder if people actually are paying attention to how much this is actually costing them. So, time for the receipts really quick. Here's your education so you can take this knowledge with you and do with it what you will. Inflation is hovering around 3 to 4% this past year, while wage growth for many is stagnant or barely keeping up. Things we all know. The median household income in the US is about 74,000, but try paying rent of 1,400 plus a month, utilities, groceries, childcare, and still saving, you're probably not going to be able to do that. Meanwhile, influencers with 1 million followers, we're only going to talk about the 1 millions because there's people in the hundred thousands that are getting a nice paycheck as well. But most influencers with 1 million followers can charge anywhere from 5,000 to 15,000 for just a single sponsored post. That's a lot of money. Some top creators make 6 to 7 figures annually just from brand deals, subscriptions, merch, and more. Compare that to the everyday fan hustling 40 to 50 hours a week with no financial safety net, often living paycheck to paycheck. The math's not mathing, and the wage gap is real. And influencers and corporations are pulling from the same audience they claim to represent, and they don't care. They don't care. They are going to continue to thrive while the average fan supports at a personal cost. So, just food for thought. Obviously, we want you to support. Hell, I want support, right? But think about the brands, artists, and platforms you idolize. Think about the financial and cultural power that you're contributing to and what it says about your priorities. Obviously, as a content creator, as a podcaster, I am hoping to get support, right? But I'm also really mindful about what I put out there. And I would hope and believe that a lot of you guys are, supporting me because of that mindset. And I pray and check me if I do. If I ever get to a point where I become tone deaf and I forget the people who are supporting me and the struggles that they have as well. And, for me, it's about building a sense of community, not about being over one another. So, yeah, I would just strongly recommend that you guys look into who you're actually supporting. With all that being said, I am going to continue to support Benito. We're gonna bring it back to Bad Bunny in the Super Bowl again. Like I said, I'm just super excited about it. So shout out Benito. Go Bad Bunny Super Bowl 2026. And if anybody tells him that he can't perform at the Super Bowl, yes, the fuck he can, and he is. He is. All right. Besos and blessings. Have a good night.